If you're a homeowner in San Jose, you've likely enjoyed increased property values, boosting your net worth as more people move to Silicon Valley, drawn by the high-paying tech jobs. But if you're a renter, it's a different story. You're experiencing likely rising costs, less affordability, and uncertainty about finding your first home. That's what makes San Jose's housing market unique. On one hand, the city remains a magnet for tech talent, leading to strong demand for housing. On the other hand, high prices are driving locals to consider leaving the area. In this video, I'll break down what's happened over the past year, how it led to today's market conditions, and what to expect from the San Jose housing market in 2025. To understand where the market is headed, let's start by looking at what happened in 2024. This past year saw persistent demand in the San Jose area despite the higher mortgage rates and layoffs in the tech sector. The average sales price for single-family homes in San Jose peaked in May 2024 with approximately $1.9 million sales price. Yes, now that's a 6.6% increase from the peak in 2024 that was at 1.787 for the average home in San Jose. If you do the math, that is an average appreciation of $9,800 a month in increased equity. Yes, that is quite crazy and pretty much in line with what we've seen over 30 years or more in the Silicon Valley market. We see a 6 to 8% appreciation, and yet despite the interest rates in the past year, we continue to see that increase in number. Now, this increase may surprise many analysts who expected a cooling down in the market because of those high interest rates, but buyer demand continued steady, driven by continued migration into the area and first-time home buyers making the jump into homeownership. Now, while some tech layoffs may have made the headlines, the long-term demand for skilled workers persisted, keeping the local economy strong. Santa Clara County unemployment was under 5% throughout 2024, providing many tech workers with the income to be able to buy at the 6% plus interest rates. Meanwhile, inventory remained at historic lows, with available homes consistently below demand. Homes priced under $2 million were particularly competitive, often receiving multiple offers and selling within days of listing. As a result, prices just didn't hold steady, they continued to rise. If we look here at our Silicon Valley prices over time, you can see the orange and blue line trends continuing to appreciate. And though it softened in 2022, it has recovered in 2023 and again in 2024. So why do prices continue to go up despite the challenges in the market? Well, the answer is simple: supply and demand. Even with higher interest rates and slower job growth, San Jose housing market remains one of the most desirable in the country, largely due to its tech-driven economy. Very limited housing supply combined with the sustained demand kept upward pressure on home prices. Just look again at this chart with the yellow line showing available homes for sale. This number and this trend has continued to go lower and lower. And as you can see, it is cyclical over the seasons, but this number here is one of the lowest years we've seen on record. Despite 2023, it was lower than the pandemic years. And so inventory continues to be a challenge. Now, because of that demand, we have a list price to sale price ratio averaging 107% in San Jose in 2024. Yes, you heard that right. For a $1.5 million house, the average was it sold $100,000 over the asking price. So as a home buyer, how do you navigate this competitive real estate market? The answer is simple. It's a process of learning your targeted neighborhood as far as the trends, educating yourself on the recent sales and the different conditions of a property in a given neighborhood. Of course, this is much easier with a professional on your side that is experienced and contacts in your local market to help you make a competitive offer. I do have countless stories about home buyers who I've guided through the process that jumped into the competitive market and got in contract on their first offer. Just recently, a buyer got into the competitive Cambrian market with top schools against 11 other offers, first offer on the market, and they won and got in contract. And another buyer in Willow Glen looking at a townhome competed against 8 other offers, first offer, got it in contract and closed it, and they are proud homeowners in Silicon Valley. So it is possible with the right prep and guidance, even in this competitive market. Now, what about renters? Because they are facing quite tough times as well. If you're renting in San Jose, the challenges have only gotten worse. Rents increased by about 5% in 2024, making it more difficult for you to save for a down payment to buy. Average rent for a one-bedroom apartment surpassed $2,500 a month, making San Jose one of the least affordable rental markets in the entire country. For many renters, this has created a major hurdle to transitioning into homeownership. Even those earning high salaries in tech have combined costs of rent, student loans, and general living expenses, making saving for a down payment a significant challenge. Most homebuyers that I see today use their company stock that is vested over several years as their down payment, since saving a few $1,000s a month does not really add up as fast as prices continue to appreciate. Remember that average I told you of $9,800 a month appreciation? If you're saving just a few $1,000s, you're coming up short every month. And so yes, it is very challenging as a renter to get into the market. In 2024, there were more renters that began exploring further areas like Fremont or even out to Morgan Hill and Gilroy as more affordable alternatives. However, these areas are also experiencing rising prices, and demands spills over from San Jose into this area as well as East Bay and even further. And this trend of renters moving further out will likely continue in 2025. Why is inventory so tight, and will it remain tight in 2025? Well, that is a major question that I hear and see, and it's really about whether the housing supply will catch up with the demand. Unfortunately, that seems very unlikely in 2025. San Jose has faced chronic housing shortages for years due to limited space for new construction, stringent building regulations, a slow permitting process, and a lack of available land. If we just look at a topographical map of San Jose, you will see that all the available land in this area has been built out. Look at this topographical map. You will see that the hills here on either side of Silicon Valley really limit the building space. And the only space that is available is here down in Coyote Valley. And Coyote Valley is protected, and there are many organizations fighting to protect it. It even has its own website, protectcoyotevalley.org. It is a beautiful regional space with a lot of wildlife. And, one of the beauties of this area is there is a lot of open space that protects the nature around us. So while there are efforts to increase the housing supply, the process is slow. Regulatory hurdles are in the way, high construction costs, labor shortages all contribute to the delays. Even when new homes are built, they're often priced high and are stacked on top of other neighbors. Land is so tight that new construction typically includes a very small piece of land, if any at all. So for existing homeowners, it would be great if they would sell and provide more inventory to the market. But their decision to sell is also very complex. Many are reluctant to list their homes, fearing that they won't find a suitable replacement in the competitive market. Also, according to the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, can you believe it that 62% of U.S. homeowners have mortgage rates below 4%? Look at this chart here. As interest rates were decreasing during the pandemic, more and more people refinanced to get those lower rates. So that peak of people that have interest rates below 4% is really, really significant compared to where it used to be. So many homeowners are feeling locked in their homes because the payments are so much more affordable than anything else that they can get. Now, this is largely a result of those historically low rates during the pandemic when many homeowners refinanced or purchased properties as favorable terms. Additionally, around 23% of homeowners have even lower rates, under 3%. Further highlighting the substantial portion of homeowners that are locked into low interest rates compared to today's higher rates, which often exceeds 6%. So as a result, the number of homes for sale continues to remain low and contributes to the seller's market where prices continue to favor sellers. So will interest rates continue to decline in 2025? Well, interest rates are definitely a key factor in the 2025 market. This Realtor.com article shares several predictions from different associations of where interest rates are going to be headed in 2025. Now, a decrease in interest rates can definitely help a relief on some of the home buyers and affordability, but it could also increase the number of buyers that jump into the market, therefore making it more competitive. As rates declines, more buyers are likely to create bidding wars, which are going to push prices up just even more. So this means that while lower rates may help some buyers, they won't necessarily make homes in San Jose significantly more affordable. Going back to our chart here and looking at inventory, this yellow line, you will see that our inventory is so extremely low. The supply of homes and the green line of demand are right at the same spot. So we just are barely meeting the demand of home buyers with the available inventory today, which means we're just going to continue to drive home prices up more and more. If you're considering buying a home in 2025, keep an eye on how the interest rate trends are impacting your purchase power. Lower rates will present an opportunity, but they also come with the risk of heightened competition for available homes. Now, tech growth and migration is definitely a double-edged sword. Tech industry continues to play a central role in San Jose's housing market. Even with fluctuations in the job market, the region remains a top destination for tech talent. Companies like Google, Apple, NVIDIA continue to expand and attract high-earning professionals from across the country. In 2024, net migration into San Jose remained positive despite rising home prices. According to San Jose Spotlight, Silicon Valley has experienced this positive shift due to a 52% reduction in the number of people moving out of the area and a significant 37% rise in international immigration. Now, this trend is expected to persist in 2025, maintaining a strong demand for both rental and for sale properties. As more people move to the area, demand for housing will continue to outpace supply, keeping prices high and rising. However, the influx of new residents also brings challenges. Long-term residents often feel priced out of their own neighborhoods. I often hear neighbors say, "I couldn't even afford to buy my house again." This is leading to tension between locals and newcomers. The competition for housing, schools, infrastructure can create a sense of displacement for those who have lived and been raised in San Jose for years. Given the high prices of single-family homes, more buyers are turning to condos and townhomes as a more affordable option. In 2024, these types of properties saw the greatest growth as they offer an entry point for first-time homebuyers. Now, the average price for a condo in San Jose was around $900,000, making it relatively more accessible compared to the single-family price of $1.9 million or so. This trend is expected to continue in 2025, with condos and townhomes becoming the primary target for buyers looking to enter the market. However, these properties are not cheap, and the competition still remains strong in this sector as well. For renters hoping to buy, it's essential to start prepping early by improving credit scores, saving for your down payment, and getting pre-approved for a mortgage. With the right strategy, entering the condo and townhome market can be a feasible step to homeownership in San Jose. Now, what are my predictions for 2025 in San Jose? I have three major predictions. First is continued demand. Migration into San Jose, driven by these tech jobs and economic growth, will sustain good, solid demand for housing, particularly more affordable options like condos and townhomes. We will continue to have a very limited supply. The pace of new construction is unlikely to meet the demand, keeping supply low and maintaining the strong sellers market we are experiencing here in San Jose. The limited availability of resale homes will continue to put upward pressure on prices, especially for entry-level properties. And number three, interest rates will decline. As mortgage rates continue to drop, more buyers will enter the market, creating increased competition for available homes. This will lead to us maintaining our typical 30-year average of 6% increase in home prices each year, with townhomes and condos possibly seeing even more growth due to their relative affordability. Now, if all of these factors hold true as I predict, San Jose's housing market will remain competitive and challenging in 2025. So if you're planning to buy or sell in 2025, it's crucial to have a clear strategy and an expert guide you step by step like we provide here at Homeowner Experience Real Estate. For renters looking to transition to homeownership, it's important to stay informed because you need to prepare financially, educate yourself on the market so you don't miss out on an opportunity as prices continue to increase. And if you're financially stable and ready to buy a property, consider starting with the condo or townhome as entry point to get into the market and lock in your housing payment for your future is much more attainable. One of the easiest ways to build wealth is by locking in your monthly mortgage payment that is in line with your current budget. Overall, it's really important that you don't let fear of missing out in this limited supply market with rising prices dictate your decision. Ultimately, buying a home is a major financial decision that you need to be emotionally and financially ready for. So if you'd like to have a no-pressure consultation, please reach out to me at the number on the screen, and I'd be happy to talk you through your questions and initial information. Thank you so much for watching.